Well, hello there, everybody. How you doing today? I'm Micah Hoffman. I am the president of OSINT Curious, and I am here, I think, flying solo today, representing the team. The others couldn't be here, but it's just me and you all. Thanks for joining us, or me. Gosh, on these days when I'm flying solo, it's really hard to remove the royal we and us. Hey, Adi, welcome to the live stream here. For those of you that are just joining in for the first time, welcome to our show, my show, this show, whatever. Oh, that's gonna bug me the whole time, isn't it? I'm Michael Hoffman, as I mentioned. I represent OSINT Curious. We are a project that is created to help spread good, solid, good quality information that's free about the open source intelligence or OSINT discipline. Scrolling across the screen right now, you can see our website, our user handle that we use on most of the different platforms, the social media platforms, a link to the OSINT focused Searchlight Discord, which is like a chat group that you can use to talk with us when we're not live streaming here. And also there's a link to our Patreon patron sponsorship site, which many of you have taken advantage of. And for that, I thank you for helping us to keep the lights on by donating as little as $1 a month to our project. And as always, please hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're on, Twitter, Twitch, or on YouTube. Oh, I've got some old people here. I mean, some old timer. I don't know. I've got some people here that are some of my reliable people for the Geoguessr. Welcome, Matthew, sorry, the Mad Kazi and Reset Flag. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're out there on Twitch or Twitter, Periscope, or on YouTube, give me a shout over there in the comments on whatever platform you're on, and I will get them here. If you're on one of the platforms, like on Twitter or Twitter Periscope, and you put in a comment, you may not be able to see what other people are posting in YouTube, but I will, and I'll make sure that I call it out. Hey, Tigdias is here. Welcome, welcome. Been a while. Arno, Subtruth, Robert. Yeah, welcome to you all, and thanks for being here. This is going to be a fun show, I think, and hopefully more informative. For those of you that missed out yesterday, myself and Stephen Harris, Nick's Intel, did Geoguessr, and with your help, we scored an amazing 22,700 and something points. I'm hoping that we can do that again today. I would love to get another gold level Geoguessr daily challenge in the first part of the show. The second part of the show yesterday, Stephen and I went through using the web developer tools within Firefox and Chrome and other browsers to really look at what's being sent and received in our browsers. Now, you might be thinking, what the heck does this have to do with OSINT, Micah? It's my feeling that the more you understand about the websites and the platforms that you are doing OSINT on, the more powerful you become. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the things that we talked about yesterday about using the web developer tools and things like that, and then we're going to add on to it all about user agent strings. Now, some of you are probably like, what the heck's a user agent string? Well, we'll get to that later on. But in the Searchlight Discord, there was a pretty good discussion about operational security, about changing how your browser or how your tools look, and about user agents. So I figured, what the heck? Let's go ahead and make a 30-minute segment about user agents. So that'll be the last portion of this broadcast. And for those of you that might have missed yesterday, we record all of these, and they're on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/the OSINT Curious Project. Cool. Hey, Jill, sorry. I'll get it eventually. Jill, Subtruth, Death Knight. Oh, we got the whole crowd here. This is great. So happy that you joined me. Let's go ahead and shift the scrolling banner to be all about Geoguessr as we enter in that part of our program. Geoguessr is a tool that's going to put my web browser in a certain location in the world using Google Street View imagery. And what our job collectively is, mine and yours, is to figure out what city, state, what location we are in. And then I have to click on it on a map. We get 5 rounds of 3 minutes each to do that work, and there are some rules. Those of you that have been playing with me know that there's always rules. First rule, no Googling, Binging, DuckDuckGoing, Yandexing, Baiduing, no using search engines of any sort to look up anything that you see on the screen. Also, if you've already done the Geoguessr Daily challenge for today, please wait until after we're done to tell us how you might have solved it. I think yesterday Labella mentioned that they, in one of the challenges, they went the opposite direction that we did and they saw a flag. So, those things are always really, really helpful. So if you've already done this one, please don't participate. Let us try it. And then at the end, tell us how you figured it out. And the last thing is to tell me how you figured out the place, the location, the place where we are. Don't just put in there, oh, it's Portugal. Put it's Portugal because of this, this, and this, because then I'll be more likely to listen to you. All right. With that said, how about we go ahead and get into this and do the daily challenge. Da, 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 da. All right. I am watching all of you in the chat here. We are doing the Geoguessr Daily Challenge. The daily challenge for today, you see yesterday's score there. I'm quite happy with that. Let's see what we can do today. Ready? Here we go. All right, we have 3 minutes per round, so there's a time pressure. And the first round starts now. Loading a location. Oh, we see a great pyramid. Jeepers creepers. This is pretty nice, right? I'm picturing Egypt, maybe? Yeah, let's just go ahead and go to Egypt on that. Yeah, Giza, exactly, Death Knight. Wow, they really gave it to us. All right, there's Cairo. Now, this is always the challenge for me. The UK. Matthew, you are no longer able to help us. All right, so where is Giza? I know it is Giza, but it's north, right? Hang on. Okay, now y'all are just playing with me. So where is Giza? Here's Cairo. It could be Las Vegas. That's right. The Luxor. Nearer to Cairo. Okay, let's go to Cairo. I'm going to zoom in here. Yeah, seriously, I need some help here. It is the Giza pyramids, and the question is, can I look at, let's just make this bigger. I'm going to need all the rest of the time to figure out where these are. All right, New Cairo. Let's see, Badr Bosnian pyramids. Nice. Y'all are great trolls, aren't you? Aren't you? But I'm losing it here because I don't know where Giza is. It appeared there? Oh, Tigdias, help me out. Let's see. Wasn't it nearish the River Nile? So here's the Nile. Is it south? You'd think I'd be able to see it here, right? I'm too far south, I think. Zoom in near Cairo again. All right, Tigdias, we got you. There it is, Giza. Thank you. All right, here's Giza. And show me some pyramids. Pyramids Gardens, is that what it's called? Is that right there? Giza Zoo. Oh, wow, we have 1 minute left. I can't believe I can't find the pyramids. Oh, my gosh. There, up. Okay, up there. Let's see. I'm going too far up. Oh my gosh. Come on, Micah. All right. Well, we are going to. All right. So here's the gardens. I have 36 seconds and I still can't find the pyramids. You'd think I'd be able to find them. W, west, up. Okay. Subtruth is saying west. I'm going west. I have 27 seconds, people. Help me out. I'm going west. I'm too far west. Am I? New Giza. Pyramids Heights. That looks good enough. Zoom out a little and look for the gardens. I'm just going to go in here, people. Sorry. I know you're going to hate me for it. Oh, geez. I hate that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this. All right. So there's Cairo. There's Giza. And there's the Great Pyramids. Yeah, let's see which pyramids we're at. Okay, it doesn't really tell us. But yeah, okay. So if this was actually on a geographic map or a satellite view, I think I'd be able to find it, but GeoGuessr does not give it to me. Oh, no. And there was the Pyramid Gardens. Where's the Pyramid Gardens? Let's see. Is that the Eastern Cemetery? Or it just these pyramids there? All right. Well, now I'm a little bit smarter, people. Here's Pyramid Heights. Zoom out a little and to the left. Ah, Pyramid Gardens. Gotcha. Okay, Cairo, Giza, Pyramid. Got it. Hey, but you know what? I'm okay with this. 4,975 points, and we knew exactly where it was once I found it on the map. All right. I know exactly, David. I mean, there's some pressure going on here. Okay, here we go. Round number 2. All right, here we have the Al Mubarak. Al Mubarak. Is that a, let's see, Masjid? Where are we? All right, so I am on a road. Lots of overhead lines. Aha! Let's see if we can see a domain here. So we see, let's see. Paneraman player. Pramada Tuban? Is that a Tuban? Like Tuban as in Tuban throat singers, maybe? Would that be right? And, let's see. Rawasani. Indonesia, maybe? Yeah, it could be Indonesia. Ahmad could be. Let's just see if there's anything else that we can read here on this. Yeah. Oh, wait. Here, down here. Tuban, again. Is, yeah, the language is Malay. Okay. Wadung and Rawasan gives me an Indonesian feel. Death Knight says. All right, so this is Malay. I see people on motorcycles. That's good. And there's Arabian text too. Yep. All right, and we definitely have, let's see, what do we have here? Apache Black Gold. Let's see, Meroka. Let's see. I'm looking for, maybe there's a website. Vietnam, like well, we have palm trees and stuff, so it definitely seems like it is one of those types of Asian places, but I don't know. It feels Asian. Let's see. We have 1 minute left. So any ideas? This one's a little bit more challenging. Let's see if we can go this way. Oh, there's a sign up there. Is that Tibet? No, something bot. All right, 40-second. Left eye driving. I don't know. Batang? Malaysia. I'm going with Malaysia, people. What do you think? Malaysia is good. We got 27 seconds. Vietnam due to signage and advertising. Really? All right. I'm going. You know what? I'll go with Vietnam. Oh. Okay, I'm going with Vietnam near Malaysia. We'll just see. We'll hedge our bets. And it was it was Indonesia. Let's see. What are these places here? Let's see. Yeah, Indonesia. That was tough. But yeah, so some people were calling out the language, or the languages that they saw. Other people were calling out the physical features like the palm trees and the wide open space. Some people were calling out the scooters. It definitely had an Asian feel. Just which of these countries? It was not really that hard. Surabaya is an Indonesian city. Hey, Arvin, welcome to the broadcast. I don't know. All right, well, let's go ahead and Daniel says 13.000 equals rupees, which is Indonesia. Now we know Indonesia. All right, let's go ahead and learn a little bit about Indonesia. For those of you that don't know, for some of the places that we visit, some of the less common places, we'll use the geotips.net site. I'll go ahead and paste that in here. Go ahead and paste that in. We use the geotips.net site to learn a little bit more about that place so that we can maybe get a little smarter. Let's zoom into Asia and we'll go to Indonesia. Indonesia is driving on the left-hand side of the road, but on the single-sided streets and with motorcycles, it was really hard for me to pick out which sides the people were driving on. Jakarta is the capital city. We didn't see that Google Street View car that much. Let's see. I didn't really see any bollards or road lines. Well, this is less than helpful. All right. And we didn't see any street signs. We didn't see the zebra striping on the rails there. Let's see. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the language. I like the language. Let's go all the way down. There we go. Indonesian uses the Latin alphabet. Okay. And as some people mentioned that in some of the countries in Asia and other places, they don't just have the natural language of that country. They also have other languages. So some people were saying that they saw some Malay in there, which makes sense. All right, cool. Well, that wasn't great, but that's all right. We're just having fun here. Let's go to the next round, see what we can do. Maybe the Great Pyramids. Nope. That kind of, what is that? Is that Greek? No. Is that Cyrillic? Let's see. Yep, Cyrillic. It's Cyrillic. Now, which Cyrillic? Yeah, let's go back here a little bit and see if we can look at the license plate over here. Definitely not an EU license plate. Oh, Ukrainian colors on that bus stop. Nice call. Let's go back to the bus stop and see what you're talking about. Subtruth. So these colors here, Ukrainian. Neat. Okay. Let's see. We're driving on the right-hand side of the road because as I get closer to this car, it gets farther away. Let's take a look a little bit more about, yep, definitely Cyrillic letters. Now, let's see if we can, and more blue and yellow, or at least blue. All right. So our best guess right now is Ukraine. Let's see if there's anything that we can use to change that or get even closer. One day I'll take some Russian or Cyrillic letter training. All right, here's an interesting sign. Was that a church? You mean straight ahead, Chris? I'm not sure. It looks like a church. It looks like they're building it. Let's see if we can get up here a little closer to it. Yeah, it looks like they're fixing it up. Yeah, there's a church and there's a cross on the top. Okay. So let's see. 1 minute, 17 seconds left. I'm not seeing anything that would tell us. Let's just zoom down this road a little bit. We've got overhead power lines. We've got the red background with a white sign for the arrows. Let's just see if we can see anything over here at this gate. I don't see it. Let's zoom down here. We got 55 seconds left. Any flags that we see? Let's see, blue. All right. Any guesses from my wonderful, supportive audience? Let's see. It's a beer. I don't know where that beer is served. We got 35 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a place over in the Ukraine because that's the best that I have. We're going to pick over here. I'm not looking for a very mountainous area, so we're going to maybe pick, let's just go in the middle of the country. Yeah, all right, let's go best guess. Ukraine, let's see. And it was Ukraine. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't Ukraine. Oh, yeah, it was. It was just here on the border with Russia, Ukraine. Nice job to, let's see, Subtruth on the Twitch platform. Thank you very much for that. Noticing the Ukrainian colors on the bus stop. And that plus the plus the Cyrillic letters, that was as best as we could get. And we got a good amount of points there. Cool. All right, let's go to the next round. Okay. Cities. I love cities. All right, so let's just see what this says here on the parking. No parking anytime except motorcycles. Definitely English. Could be San Francisco MTA, maybe SF MTA. I'm thinking United States and San Francisco even. We're driving on the right-hand side of the road. UCSF, that's University of California, San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. All right. Now, see, now I'm excited. Of course, it's going to take me forever to find UCSF on a map. Let's see if we can get some big cross streets here. Harrison. All right. We have a stop sign, and here's a pretty big street. So we want UCFS, UCF. Yeah, exactly. Why San Fran? On the signs, I saw UCSF and SF, San Francisco, like MTA and stuff. Like up here on these signs, it said it. So that's why I'm thinking San Francisco. And we're going to go to San Francisco up here. And we need to look for UCSF, which I have no idea where it is. No, there's San Francisco State University. UCSF, I'm picturing it more in town. Let's look for another university in here. UCSF. Yummer there. What's that? Museum of Modern Art. If anybody knows, oh, UCSF Medical Center. There we go. Let's just see if we can, we saw Harrison Street, right? Let's see if we can pick up Harrison Street over here somewhere. Illinois, 18th, so Minnesota, 19th, 16th. Let me just go back over here. I'm just going to put that right there. Let's see if we can find out what street we're on right here. We got this, people. We got this. There we go. What street is that? 15th and something something. There's 3rd. There's 16th. So 15th is probably down here. That's 18th. Going the wrong way. 45 seconds left. The pressure's on, people. Here we go. What is this? There. I'm picturing over here maybe 3rd Street, but it wasn't a divided street. No. All right. 29 seconds. Stay calm. Everything's going to be all right. We got this. Looking one last time around here for 15th. You would think that they would number them sequentially, right? Like 15th, 16th, 17th. All right. We're just going to go with this. See what we got. What? 2 kilometers away. Who puts 15th Street that far from 16th? What? Oh, there. 15th and 16th are right next to each other. Okay. All right. And here's the UCS, University of South Carolina. South Carolina. Nice. UC, University of California, San Francisco. Yeah, exactly, Tigdias. Keep calm and freak out. All right. So that wasn't too bad, people. That wasn't too bad. Again, something I recognized, been to San Francisco, and just was able to put together the parking signs along with the English, along with some of the acronyms to figure out where we were. All right. And that's not bad. 40,993 points. It's no Indonesia. But all right, let's go ahead and do this now. We've got the round number 5. Ooh, and I'm seeing more Cyrillic, would you say? I'm thinking this is Cyrillic. Wait a second. Is that, yeah, is that Cyrillic? Yeah, it is. Definitely. Irish something. Let's do a 360 just to see where we are. Oh, there's Google Street View car. I think we had this one yesterday where when we saw the red mirrors on the car, it was a certain place, but gosh darn it, I have forgotten where that is. All right. Let's see if this has anything, something.com. Well, that would have been nice to have .com.ua or something like that. Help me out here, people. Let's see. Mitsubishi. I don't see any flags. Let's just do a jump down here and see what we can find. Maybe we can find something after this. We'll look on the left-hand side here. All right. It was Mongolia. Thank you, Subtruth. That's absolutely right. Yesterday, the cards was Mongolia. This doesn't feel like Mongolia? Question mark? Hang on. Let's just see. All right. Let's zoom down here a little bit and see what we can find. Let's look at the license plates. Okay, so we're driving on the right-hand side of the road. Definitely not EU license plates. Yeah, definitely not EU. Yeah, we need to find somebody. Right. I need to find that expert in Cyrillic. Now, here's a lot of text over here. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Absolutely Cyrillic. And I have no idea what. Great. All right, people. Looking for flags. Looking for ads. We have 1 minute left. Where is this bank? Oh, I wish I could even, I'm gonna start taking Russian classes or Ukrainian classes or some classes so I can figure out what some of these say. No, I got nothing, people. Thoughts? Univision. All right. I see blue, so I'm thinking Ukraine. Feels more Mongolia, really? Okay. I mean, it could be. Yeah, I have no idea. Azerbaijan. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I got to choose in 30 seconds, and I see absolutely nothing. Loft? Oh, well, I got to choose something. All right, here we go. And that is Russian. Okay, it's Russian. We're going to go with Mongolia, just Mongolia right over here near Kazakhstan. All right. Oh my God, it was Mongolia. Yeah, who saw that? Mongolia uses Russian. Adi, you said it feels more like Mongolia than Eastern Europe. Subtruth said Mongolia again. Yep. Yeah. And Subtruth, thank you so much for remembering. Yesterday was Mongolia. So one of the things that we figured out yesterday, and we'll see this in the geo tips, was that Mongolian, let's go up there to the top. It's kind of not a cheat or anything, but here's China. Let's go to Mongolia. One of the things that we noticed in Mongolia was the car, the Google Street View cars. And one of the things that we saw were these packed up things, but then also one of these images was just like that with the red mirrors on the sides. And I said, we're going to remember this. And thank you so much, Subtruth, for remembering that. That was excellent. And it was Mongolia. And here you can see the license plates, which really couldn't make out. And they use the Cyrillic alphabet. You're absolutely right. Cool. Well, let's see how we did, people. I think we did silver. Yeah. All right. So not too bad. A lot of Asia today. Ooh, and those pyramids. I'm going to be kicking myself on that, but I will never forget where the Great Pyramids are ever again. Let's take a look at our scores this week. Sunday, we had bronze. Yesterday, we had gold. And today, we got silver. And I am absolutely happy with that. So no worries. We're going to be here all week, and we will play some more GeoGuessr later in the week. Thank you all for helping me out. Really appreciate learning from you all too. And I guess I could say crowdsourcing my memory. So thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Tigdia, San Francisco and Egypt really saved our bacon today. Absolutely. Yeah, Adi, you know what? I think one of the things that we need to do is maybe have a Russian expert or a Cyrillic. I'll say Cyrillic because it's not just Russian. It's some of the many of the other languages over in Eastern Europe use the Cyrillic alphabet, and maybe I'll have somebody on that can help us, just work through that to make us better OSINT people. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. And you know what? I don't consider this single-handed. I'm just the tool that you all are able to use. And yes, for some reason, I just called myself a tool. All right. If you are just joining us on the OSINT Curious live stream here, I'm Micah Hoffman, as it says right over here. And our information is streaming across the bottom of the screen. We are going to now shift into the second part of our programming and dive into user agent strings. What we try to do on the live stream here is have some fun with GeoGuessr and then go into some OSINT topics. And all this week, we are going to be talking more about just, diving into some of the different things in OSINT. And some of the things are going to be directly related. And today is more ancillarily related to open source intelligence. It's because it's going to help you stay safe and secure. It's going to help you understand your tools better. So let's take a look at this. Chris already combining different things here. Can you point an iPhone at this Cyrillic? Yeah, you can point an iPhone at it using like Google Translate or something like that, and it would translate what it is, but we're not going to do that. All right. So let's take a look at something. I've gone ahead and let's see, I'm going to take this out of full screen. I've gone ahead and made some really cool bookmarks here with some tips and stuff. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pasting these one by one into the notes so that as I go through it, you can do it too if you want, or you'll just have these resources. So get your mouses ready to cut and paste the URLs I paste in there because we're going to be talking about them. And the first one is a blog post that I made a while ago. This is on my webbreacher.com site way before I had OSINT Curious. This was back in 2014 when I was doing a bunch of website hacking professionally, doing cybersecurity. And one of the things that I talked about yesterday is that user agent strings are sent from most all of our devices. They are little bits of text that tell websites and the endpoints for our mobile device applications, like when we have Facebook or LinkedIn or something, or Twitter on our mobile device, when it sends something to the servers for that platform, it says, hey, I'm coming to you from an iPhone, or I'm coming to you from a Windows system. And I'm just going to go and just scroll down here to pull apart what a user agent is. Here, I've already done this. And just to give you an idea of what a user agent might look like, here you see Mozilla 5.0, Windows NT 6.3. So this section right here where you see Windows NT 6.3, this is the place where the user agent string tells whatever website you're going to, this is the operating system that you're using. And many times, as you see here, it also tells the version of the operating system. So Windows NT 6.3 is translated into Windows 8.1. There's also Windows NT 10, Mac OS, and Linux and stuff, as we'll see in just a little bit. So the main things that you need to pick out is this is the operating system that your system is telling the destination website that you're using. And then at the very end, it says you're using Firefox version 30 or whatever it is. It tells the application and the version. There's other things in here too that I'm going to probably just skip over. Now, let's take a look at a modern example. This is a website that I've created. There are many places that you can go to find out what your current user agent string shows as. Now, I use this website because I trust this website. I know that the code behind it is very simple. It just takes whatever user agent you submit, filters it, and sanitizes it in case some of you are thinking about doing cross-site scripting or something. And then it echoes it back on the screen along with whatever IP address you hit the site from. That's it. I don't collect anything aside from like your IP address, and I'm not doing anything with that data. I'm not delivering ads or anything. So I feel comfortable using this resource. And as you can see here, when I visited this website, it says my current user agent is Ubuntu Linux, 64-bit, and I'm using Firefox version 89. I actually am using a virtual machine here that's running Ubuntu Linux and Firefox 89. So it's pretty accurate. Now you might be thinking, well, why does this even matter? Well, the thing is that when we use tools and when we try to pretend to be some other device, sometimes our user agent string can give away that we're not who we think we are, who we're pretending to be. For instance, I'm using a Firefox web browser right now on a Linux system. It's not really normal for people to, or let me put it this way, most people don't use Linux operating systems. So if I'm using my OSINT virtual machine here to segment my OSINT traffic to make sure that my tools run and stuff, if I don't change that user agent, then Facebook or vk.com or whatever site that you're visiting to looks at that and goes, hey, wait a second, you're browsing from a Linux system? That's a little bit weird. I don't want to be weird when I'm doing my OSINT. I want to look like everybody else. So what I can do is I can change my user agent string. Changing your user agent string is actually quite simple nowadays. In the old days, you used to have to download plugins and extensions, and you still can. The problem is that some of those, I think last year we had at least one of them, this user agent switcher extension for Chrome, for Firefox and Chrome, that was malicious. It was collecting all of the different places that you are, that all the different places that you were going to. So when possible, I would rather not do that. Let's see. Subtruth. So you have a question here. You just visited what you info with the Tor browser, and the output was Windows, was Mozilla 5, Windows NT 10, Firefox 78. The question is, does the Tor browser use random user agent strings? Well, here's the thing, Subtruth. Go ahead and refresh that page and see if it does. You might find that it does cycle through different user agent strings. And that's a very important point that you brought up. We control what the user agent string is. For instance, let me show you. So yesterday I showed things about the web developer tools, how you can, I'm using Firefox here. If you're using Chrome or a Chromium-based product tool, you can do the same type of things here. I'm going to go to more tools and then web developer tools. Now, in this web developer tools in Firefox, I have this little thing over here called responsive design mode. And what responsive design mode does is it brings up a nice little drop down set of menus here to change how my browser presents itself to a destination website. For instance, now I am telling this destination website, whatu.info, that I'm Ubuntu Linux 89, Firefox 89. Cool. Well, if I click on responsive, you'll see that there are several other tools, or several other kind of configurations, settings in here. For instance, if I wanted to pretend to be a Samsung Galaxy S9, you see when I click that, it changes the size of my screen to be that of a Samsung Galaxy S9. And so now I'm looking at the site with the same dimensions that one of those mobile devices would be. Well, let's go ahead and reload this. I'm going to shift reload and see, yep, there we go. So not only did it change the resolution, the width and the height of my screen to mimic that of a mobile phone, but it also changed the user agent string. See down here, it now says that I'm running Linux Android version 7, and I'm using Chrome 67, mobile Safari. So just by in Firefox using this responsive design and changing these options here and refreshing the page, my browser now pretends to be something it's not. And this is really helpful to us because there are some times when you might change your user agent string in your Chrome or Firefox browser. And when you do that, if your resolution of your screen is not changed as well to be that of an iPhone or an Android device or whatever it is that you're trying to mimic, then when Facebook or LinkedIn or one of the social media platforms looks at your user agent string and says, wait, they say they're an iPhone, but the resolution of their screen is 1920 by 1080. I don't know any iPhones that have screen sizes that big. These type of disparities can be really important in giving away that you are doing something suspicious. So one of the things that you will need to do if you're going to be changing your user agent string is make sure to resize your screen resolution. Yeah. So, all right. So here we go. So that is changing user agent. Now, some of you are like, well, okay, well, what if I want to add more? Well, you can edit the list and look here. I mean, the browser by default only has certain ones of these configurations put into play, but you can check whatever you want. So if I wanted to be a, no, nobody wants to be a Microsoft Lumia. How about a Pixel 2 or iPhone XR running iOS 12? We can do that. And each one of these comes with its own user agent string, which when we mouse over it, you can see that. Now, if you're using Chrome, I want to show you that you can do the same thing over there. I'm just going to visit a site like we do that, and then I'm going to hit the F12 key because, well, I like shortcuts. And here we have the hang on, F12. There we go. Responsive design. You can see that we've got the same thing here. And when I hit edit, now to edit the devices in Chrome, you just do it in a little different way. You still have this nice little add custom device, or you can click on these and you can edit them and add whatever you want there. So there's some that are pre-configured in your browser and some that you would need to alter. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, why? Let me just show you one more example of why we might want to change our user agent. Let's just see what we're back. Okay, so since I closed that responsive design, I'm now back to Firefox version 89. Perfect on a Linux system. Now you see here when I get the whatu.info page that this is the response that comes back. It says your user agent and has that. Well, let's switch over to the terminal window. Some of you know about curl and wget, these tools that are command line tools that have been around for 20, 30 years. And we can use them to interact with web content. So if I type, curl https://whatu.info, what this will do is from my command line tool inside of my Linux virtual machine, it's going to reach out to the website and ask for the main page, and then it will return whatever it sees. So here we've got the results. And you can see here, this is how your browser appears to other sites. And when I look at this, it says, this is how your browser appears to other sites. What we're getting is the HTML. So if we right-clicked on the page over here and viewed the page source, we're going to see this content. What I want to show you is the user agent. See, there's that user agent. And the user agent for curl says, hey, I'm curl. Version 7.68. Okay, that's probably, if you're going to interact with some destination website, you're probably not going to want to tell it, hey, I'm using some Linux tool to retrieve data from your website. Same thing for wget. If I do wget of https://whatu.info, got that. And now let's open this in Firefox Index. Okay, sorry. I go fast because I know what I'm doing. Let me just explain. So I'm sorry, I forget sometimes. Wget is a tool that does the same thing as curl, but it saves whatever it finds locally on your system as a file. And what it did when I did this, it says, okay, I'm going to go to that address, and then I'm saving that data to the index.html file. Well, instead of looking in there with like a text editor, since it's an HTML file, I opened it in Firefox by typing Firefox index.html. And this is what I get. Now, it doesn't have all the pretty cascading style sheets, colors and stuff, but here what we see is that when wget visited the website, it said, hey, I'm wget. And that is absolutely suspicious. But you see, one of the neat things about many of the tools that we have is that we have control over all of this. We have control over how we present ourselves to the sites if you know about those options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to select this. Let's just select this user agent string. I'm just going to copy that. And now for wget, I'm going to, let me just do this. I know we're at the bottom of the screen. I've got the scrolling stuff. So let's do wget --help. And I'm going to send the output of that to the find command, which is grep, and grep for agent. And what we see is if I issue the wget command with the --user-agent equals to a certain string, then it will tell wget when you go to this page, give it this user agent string. Let's try it. Wget --user agent, and it's an equals. Now I'm going to put this in quotes because I know that On the command line, slashes and semicolons act differently. So, or do different things. So I'm going to put those all in quotes. And then I'm going to tell it to go to this page again, whatu.info. Now, if this all works, what we should see is an index.html file being saved to our computer with this user agent string instead of wget. Sure enough, we have this index html.1. I'm going to open that up. Let's close this. Hang on, we're going to come back over here. Oh, Firefox index.1. There you go. So what we have now is still my same IP address, but now look, the user agent that wget is sending is the exact one I want it to appear as. So I've taken a tool that by default is going to tell somebody, hey, I'm going to be downloading all of the things on your site and putting them locally on my system. And I've changed it to now say, pay no attention to me. I'm just a Linux Firefox user. I look pretty normal. And of course, if you don't want to be on Linux, you could change this to Windows, or you can change it to other systems as well. In fact, if we look at just going to DuckDuckGo and typing in what is my user agent, it will echo back your user agent. You see Linux right there, Firefox 89. So one of the things that you need to think about, now thank you very much, that one introvert, I appreciate that. One of the things that you need to realize is that other people have collected on the internet a vast list of these user agents. So if you just type in something in Google or DuckDuckGo, what are a list of user agents, you're going to find sites like this, and I'll paste this into the chat for you. This is a list of user agents from the What is My Browser site. And you see here, not only do we have Chrome, we have Facebook we have Instagram. Ooh, that might be good. Put a bookmark on that for a second. But you see we have different operating systems. So if I want to pretend to be a Mac OS X operating system, you can see here Safari 11.11, Firefox 33, whatever. And all we have to do is copy this out and put that in our wget. Or if we wanted to, I'm going to just close these. Let's go ahead and come back over here to the responsive design. In responsive design, I'm going to close that. In the responsive design, I can edit the list, add a custom device, and call this Micah user agent. Make the size, the width and the height, whatever I want, and then change the user agent string to whatever I want. So if there's a special custom one, Micah's web browser 1.2, I can save that. And when I choose that, Micah UA is right here. And when I go to whatu.info, it will echo back Micah's web browser 1.2. All right, so what we've gone through so far is what is a user agent? How do you find your user agent? And how do you change your user agent? And I hope along the way you've seen kind of a little bit of why. One, for operational security, to say, hey, if you're pretending to be an iPhone, you need to change the screen size to be that of an iPhone. If you're on a Linux system and you're pretending to be a normal user, you're going to want to be a Mac or a Windows user. But there's other reasons to change our user agent. And let's take a look at that. Let's see, just close some of these. So this is that list of user agents. Here's the Mac one. Here's just another site that has a whole bunch of user agents, and another site. Again, just go ahead and do some Googling and you can do that. All right. Now here's something interesting. Let's take this into the OSINT world. Oops, sorry. Let's take this into the OSINT world and show you a real world example of why you might need to change that user agent string. And we're going to use Instagram as an example. Instagram. So as you can see here, I am not authenticated to Instagram. Okay. Instagram, the social media platform, I'm not authenticated to it. But let's see if I do that. Is that going to work? No. All right. So one of the things that Instagram has is a cool API or application programming interface that you can interact with. And what you do, and this is a well-known place to grab data from as an unauthenticated user, you put in something like i.instagram.com/API/v1/users/ and then the number of the ID for the user on Instagram that you want information about, and then /info. So if I do, let's see if I can do this. Instagram Barack Obama. It's going to make me authenticate. Nope. Yeah, it is. All right. This might not work because of my VPN, but I'll show you how it works. Okay. So let me just give you this URL so that you have it in your notes. There we go. All right. So when I enter this URL into my Firefox browser, look at the error message it gives me. Now, this is a very important thing for any of you out there that are doing things in using tools. Read the error messages, because sometimes, even though you might not know what it is, you take that string and you put it into Google or DuckDuckGo or some other search engine, and other people will help you understand it. Now, if you look here in the message, it says user agent mismatch. User agent mismatch. All right, let's think this through. This API here is one that's used by the Instagram mobile app. So when you have Instagram on your phone or your tablet and you click on Instagram there, it doesn't go to Instagram.com just like you and I would in our browser. No, it goes to these more secret places and it pulls data. Well, when I try to visit those more secret places, these APIs, using my regular web browser, Instagram site goes, wait a second, you're coming from Firefox on a Linux system. You're not coming from the Instagram mobile app. And so we get this user agent mismatch. All right. If you want me to use a different user agent, thanks for letting me know. Let's change our user agent to an Instagram user agent. All right. So here we'll go back to our browser. Actually, I've already clicked. I'm a big fan of cooking shows. I love like the Great British Bake Off and stuff. And I always love it when they they make something and they're like, okay, well, these are our muffins or our cake, and they put it in the oven and then they take out one. They're like, we baked this one earlier. Here you go. So I've already pre-baked some of this. Here I've clicked on the user agents, explore software name Instagram, and I'll paste that into our chat. And what I'm going to do here is just pick a recent version of the user agent that the Instagram software on somebody's mobile device would send out to the Instagram site. Here, I'm going to pick this one right here. It looks like it's a more recent version. All right. I'm going to just copy this, copy that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a device. Instead of Micah UA, I'm going to change. Let's just go ahead in here. There's Micah UA. Let's change this. We're going to make this Instagram. Instagram 1. We'll just do that because maybe we'll do other ones later on. Paste that in. Now, the thing that you have to do is look at what you're typing in. I'm going to go ahead and open this in a new window. Can I zoom in? I cannot. I'm going to close that. Let's come over here and zoom in here. All right, so this is the one I picked up. And you can see that there's much more data in there than just a regular user agent that I showed you earlier, because it also shows the destination website, the resolution of the device. So here it says Mozilla 5, Android version 10, that's the operating system. It has the build, it has other things, WebKit version, Chrome 86, mobile Safari, Instagram 166.10. Okay, that's probably something important for us. And then look here, it says Android 29/10, 420 DPI dots per inch, 1080 by 2042. That looks like a resolution, right? So if we come back over here, we have 1080 by 2042. Is that right? Let's see. Yep. 1080 by 2042. So let's go ahead and change this. 1080 is the width, 2042 is the height. So now our user agent says, we've got a screen this big. If Instagram is going to query our browser and go, what's the size of your screen? It matches because we are tailoring it. Here we go. We're going to update. And now we always like to test this out. I'm going to shift and reload. Here we go. Here's all of that wonderful content. And you see that we're 1080 by 2042. Now, I did not do any sacrifices to the demo god, so I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it because you're my favorite group of people today. So let's take this. You saw how it failed here, giving us a user agent mismatch. Let's paste this in here and hit enter. If everything worked, then instead of giving us a user agent mismatch, what we will get is JSON content coming back. And we got it. We got information about Barack Obama's account. That's the user's account and the link to the profile picture. So here what we did is we changed the user agent to something that's acceptable to the destination platform. Instagram was expecting us to hit that API that's unauthenticated using an Instagram application. So we change our user agent to be that of an Instagram application, and it gives us the data. Cool, right? Let's see. So that's one of the reasons why another reason why we might want to use a user agent is to gain access to these places that require you to have a specific user agent string. Cool. Now, there was another part of our thing that I was going to show you, and I'll show you a little bit of it. Here, let me change back to the iPhone, and let me change this and go to a certain web page like, let's do apple.com. That's going to be safe. So one of the main reasons that why websites use user agents is to customize your display, make it more friendly. You see this is exactly what would show up on your phone if you visited the site that way. Here, if I visit apple.com in my web browser, just by using my normal user agent, you see all of the different things here, similar content, but a little different. Here we have the little menu that would be good for us to click with our finger. This is the final thing I'll tell you about, is that visiting a certain website with multiple user agents may reveal things that you would otherwise miss because it's only going to present a mobile user this data, or it'll only present a desktop user that data. So shifting up those user agents is something that can be very useful as well. All right. So let's see. So David, I believe you were one of the people that wanted me to talk about Firefox containers. And you know what? I haven't forgotten about you. I'm going to be talking about that later on this week. Maybe tomorrow with Stephen again. But we'll get into doing some containerization, some separation of the different profiles and cookies on our browsers using Firefox containers. We'll do that another time. Cool. Wildchild, I don't know why you have more information. I don't know why you have more information. It might be that when you made that Instagram call, you weren't using a VPN. I'm using a VPN, so it might decrease that as well. Cool. All right. We have gone through a whole nother hour here of our webcast, our live stream. Thank you so much for being there. Let me see. So, Subtruth, you ask any thoughts or recommendation on browser plugins for changing or randomizing user agents on the fly. You know what? I don't know of ones that will automatically shift them. I do know that there are some tools out there that I was going to show you that will take a URL that you give it, visit the website, then change the username, visit the website again, change the user agent, and then visit again. So essentially, it will look at a website and then it will compare, hey, when I visited the website with this mobile device, I got this, but over here, I got something totally different. But that tool called Eyewitness the feature has been deprecated, and I'm trying to reach out to them and figure out why, what broke on that. So, but I don't know about the I don't know about any plugin that will automatically do that randomization. I do know that some of the virtual browsers could do this, but I don't think it would be that big a deal to write some. I'm sure that some of you are very talented and could write something that would do that. Each request would have a different user agent. Although I'll tell you this, while that sounds like a good idea, that lack of consistency can cause problems if you're on an authenticated site. So let's just say, for example, you are on some website that you've logged into, and your cookie and your authentication credentials stay the same, but every request, you're now an iPhone, you're now this, you're now that. That could be very suspicious and maybe cause for them to cause you to re-authenticate or do some other things. It may look suspicious, but I get your idea that if you're interested in security and privacy, surfing all these different places with different user agents may be something that you're interested in. But you know what? Just keeping that responsive design up and then switching those, it's not that hard to do as well. Matthew, I'll write down, let's see, I'm going to write down VPNs for Matthew, and David wants the Firefox containers. I will write that as well. I'm happy to do that. Is randomization? Yeah, exactly, Chris. Randomization is useful, but you will have to keep swapping IPs. You won't actually have to change IPs if you pull up a different site. So each new tab, maybe you pick a different random user agent. But again, that's pretty easy to do if you just keep that rapid response design. If you keep that field open that I just showed you, it's not that hard. So I love the fact that you are asking these questions. I really, really do. And I want to make sure that I hit all these things. So I've taken some notes. I'll add it to some of the shows that we're going to have later on this week. So toss some things in the chat there if you're interested in me covering them. Also, on the screen, if you have other topics that you can think of that you'd like us to cover on these live streams or blog posts or do some 10-minute tips on, go ahead and submit them via our Google form there at the bit.ly/OSINT Curious Feedback form. Many of you have already done that, and we're planning some really good blog posts in the coming months to address some of the topics that you've presented. Also, another thing for you to know is that our next week of live streaming is going to be the 19th through the 23rd of July at 1800 hours, same time as this week of live streaming. So if you want, put that on your calendar or agenda and make sure that you have some time to spend with me and the rest of the OSINT Curious gang in about a month. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm hoping that you learned some things, picked up some tips and tricks, or maybe just understand the web a little bit better and understand some of the tools that you're using. If not, send me a message. I'm over on Searchlight. Otherwise, everybody, I want you to stay safe, stay happy, and as always, stay OSINT curious, everybody. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.